Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Shout out to all of you for tuning in for this today. Not the single life. This is my plate, my choice. All right. Of course, my plate, my choice is this platform that we use to kind of talk about health topics and things that are beneficial for us as we grow and as we continue to thrive on this earth. It's important that we address certain things in certain areas that maybe we don't have the most information on. Maybe we're misinformed, or maybe we just need the knowledge. And knowledge is growth. In order to change, you have to know why you're changing, or shifting from one thing to another, right? So that's why we're here. My plate, my choice. It gives us the opportunity to talk about those things that we love so much, because we love to eat. Absolutely, we love to eat, right? But we've also got to figure out, are those foods helping me, right? Or are those foods impacting me negatively, right? Are those foods really helping me to transition to the next level, or is this a slow kill that I'm not even realizing, right? That's why we're here. So shout out to you for tuning in, and let's get right into it today. All right, I want to start off by telling you all a little story. The topic for today, my plate, my choice, is that we cannot ignore the signs. We cannot ignore the signs. Can't ignore the signs. And I think for far too long, we have ignored the signs. And what signs are you talking about, George? All right, so we eat certain things. Our body sends us signs to let us know, A, it doesn't agree with something, right? Or physically, our body sends us signs to say, hey, you're doing too much right now. I need you to slow down, right? We cannot continue to ignore the signs and then question why we end up in a situation that we put ourselves in health wise, right? So we cannot ignore the signs. I'll tell you this. I'll start with a story. I can remember years ago, Jordan was probably 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, right? And we're watching TV one day, and this ad comes on for a some type of medication, all right, for some type of medication. And you know how like they tell you the benefits of the medication, and then at the end of the commercial they start talking really fast. It's like da, 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 and they kind of start telling you all the side effects and the negative side to this medication, right? So Jordan at like 6, 7, 8 years old, and I don't even know that Jordan is paying attention. Like I'm watching TV, Jordan's kind of playing on the floor, and so the commercial goes off, and Jordan says, "Dad, if it does all of that stuff to you, why would you want to take it in the first place?" Right? Crazy, crazy, because that was my thought, and that's always my thought when I hear certain medications. When they start telling you all these side effects, it's like, yo, there's gotta be a better way to do this, right? And the way we help ourselves with that is we've got to pay attention to the signs. We can't ignore the signs of things that don't agree with our body, or things that are pushing us back in a negative direction. We cannot ignore the signs. Is food good? Yes. Do we enjoy eating it? Yes. But is all food good for us? No, right? No. In the same way that when you're getting a cold, your nose starts to run, your throat gets a little itchy, right? You start feeling a little groggy. You immediately know my body is fighting something. And if you're smart, you go ahead and get on top of that then, right? My mom is a big proponent of the emergency shots, right? You jump on the emergency shot, right? Or whatever it is, right? You do it because you know, okay, I feel this cold coming on. It would be foolish of me to wait until like I can't barely talk, my throat's tight, my nose is running, I just feel so stopped up, and all of a sudden now I'm gonna decide, well, I need to do something about this cold. No, that is our approach to our nutrition and our overall health. Our body gives us warning signs. Hey, I don't agree with this. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, this isn't right. Hey, I can't function with this. And we push past those signs. Just say, nah, man, I like eating this. I'm good. Right? I'm good. I'm good. No. Okay. I, Test me on this. Test me on this. You conduct this experiment on your own. Before I really dive into where I'm going, you conduct this experiment on your own. Okay. I want you to do two things and kind of spread your days out. Day one, if you eat bad, eat bad. Eat like you normally eat, right? You eat fried chicken and mac and cheese, and slice of pie and some ice cream and some French fries and all that. Okay, eat that. Just eat yourself happy that day, right? And then the next day, I want you to take note of how you feel. I want you to take note of how you feel physically, And I want you to take note of how you feel mentally, right? The next day, I mean, just throughout the day, I want you to chart a log of how you feel throughout the day, right? And then I want you to compare that to another day where you eat what you are supposed to eat. You eat a cleaner version of the way you should be eating. So it's not fried chicken, it's grilled chicken or it's baked chicken, right? It's not French fries, it's green vegetables, it's a salad, right? I'm gonna stay away from the sweets. I'm not gonna mess with those things, right? And so after that day, the clean day, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to log how you feel. I want you to log how you feel mentally, and I want you to log how you feel physically after that day. I can tell you the answer, but oftentimes me, I was more of a hands-on visual learner. I needed to see it for myself. So I want you to see the negative effect that food has on your body. If you think we're just here talking, man, it's just cool, man. I'm just keep eating food, ain't really ever hurt nobody. Okay, cool. If you think that's the case, just conduct this little simple experiment. And I can tell you that the day after you eat really bad, you're gonna be groggy in the morning. Probably gonna be bloated in the morning. You're just gonna feel like you're moving in slow motion the entire day. It's like, why do I just my energy level is low, right? Why do I just feel so bogged down, like just so weak, right? Mentally, you will be, I promise you, it's just gonna be like, I'm just not with it. It's one of those days you'll be like, I'm just not with it today. I'm just not feeling it today. It's just one of those days. I'm not feeling it. Mentally, you just having a hard time truly engaging in whatever it is. I'm just not here. I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? And compare that to the day that you eat what you're supposed to eat and watch how your body functions at a much higher level because your body is a product of what you feed it. Your body, it's a product, it is a representation of how much you care about yourself. That's something. Your body is a representation of how much you care about yourself because you can't tell me that you care about something and also tear it down. You cannot. I talk to our students all the time at New Life Christian School of Excellence. I'll tell the guys, I'll say, hey guys, listen, man, when you walk through the building and you see trash on the floor or you go in the restroom and you see paper towels on the floor, pick them up. And they're like, well, Mr. George, why? I didn't leave it there. And I say, because this is your school. You should have a sense of pride in your school, right? Just like you as an adult, you should have a sense of pride in your body. And what you eat and what you do to your body shows how much you care about the body. When my dad bought me a car, he said, son, I can tell you don't really care about this car because you don't get it washed. Now, that's just the thing. I don't really care too tough about washing cars even now. The last three vehicles I've had, I bought, right? I'm not really big on washing cars. It's just cool. I may get it washed, I may not, right? It's just not my thing, right? But my dad would always say, son, I can tell you don't really care about it because you don't wash it, you don't clean. I'm gonna keep the inside clean, right? But the outside, But I'm saying as an adult now, in this right here, right? You don't get another version of this. You don't get another version of this. So everything that you do or don't do to it is a byproduct of what you feel about it. Oh man, I think so highly of myself. I care about myself. Okay, show me what's on your plate. God, George, I thought you said it was my plate, my choice. It is. I just want you to show me how much you care about yourself based on what you take in. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm just shooting straight, right? Your body shows what you think of yourself. So if you care about yourself, you take care of your body. If you don't care about yourself, you don't take care of your body. And if you think eating how you want to eat is taking care of your body, then you tell me now when your body starts giving you those warning signs, achy joints, you having pain over here and pain over there. It's a struggle to get up and move. Like you tell me that looks like taking care of yourself. And I know there are times where you see somebody that is the exact same age that you are, and they are either moving much better than you or much worse than you or much of the same. Like you see people in those three categories all the time. And it's not that one person is special, it's the fact that one person cares a bit more about themselves than the other. So because I care more, I'm gonna do more. Because I care more, I'm gonna watch what I eat. I'm gonna make sure my intake is right. I'm gonna make sure that I do simple things like just get up and walk a couple days a week. That's free. I'm gonna get up and walk a couple of days a week. But listen, I promise you, that's not even the route that I wanted to go down today, okay? That's not even the route I wanted to go down today. I want to share something with you all. I started to, I wanted to kind of do a deep dive on warning signs of certain foods and how those things like our body kind of triggers certain warning signs based on those things, right? But in doing my research, I came across some other things that I wanted to share with you all, and it just kind of totally shifted, right? So I want to read a couple things, and it's a lot, so I'll kind of break it down as I read it. Just make sure you take note or go back and watch it so that we can all be on the same page, okay? But I'm going to show you this. Food has a major impact on your brain. What you take in, right? Food, drink, whatever. Major impact on your brain. You may agree or disagree. And to that matter, I don't care because I'm about to give you some facts. All right. And when I give you the facts, do with it what you want. Okay. Do with it what you want. But I'll read you some foods have negative effects on the brain, impacting your memory and mood and increasing your risk of dementia. I just want you to just table that statement right there, okay? So let's talk about the effects of sugary drinks on the brain. Yeah, sugary drinks. You guys remember when we started this like a year ago and I was talking to you guys about sugary drinks? Remember that? You know, your Sprites, your Cokes, your juice. You know what I'm saying? We love a good milkshake. You know, we love a good Starbucks drink. You know, sugary drinks. Remember we were talking about those sugary drinks? Okay, now you guys have pretty much had like a year to kind of get that in order, right? Now I'm gonna give you another factor. I gave you some reasons earlier. I'm gonna hit it from a different position today. The effects of sugary drinks on the brain. Sugary drinks include beverages like sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks, and fruit juice. A high intake of sugary drinks not only expands your waistline, okay, you guys already know that because we talked about that, right? But it also boosts your risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. We talked about that too. But here's what I want to get to. It also has a negative effect on your brain. An excessive intake of sugary drinks decreases the odds of, my bad. An excessive intake of sugary drink increases the odds of developing type 2 diabetes, which has been shown to increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. In addition, higher sugar levels in the blood can increase the risk of dementia, even in people without diabetes. A primary component of sugary drinks is high fructose corn syrup, which consists of 55% fructose and 45% glucose. A high intake of fructose can lead to obesity, high blood pressure, high blood fats, diabetes, and arterial dysfunction. These aspects of metabolic syndrome may lead to an increase in long-term risk of developing dementia. Now, you may say, hey, listen, wait a minute, I just enjoy my drinks. I need you to understand that those drinks are impacting your life in a negative way. In a negative way. And there's not really another way around it, right? You can continue on in that vein because you say, hey, right now, I'm good. I feel good, right? You may or may not say you look good. I don't know, right? But you gauge that. And it's because you don't physically see that something is wrong under the hood, you think that it's okay. You think that it's okay. And in varsity, we were talking, and one of my students asked me, you know, how are we penalized when we don't know certain things? And I told her simply, ignorance is not a free pass. Ignorance is not a free pass, right? If I'm driving my truck and let's say I go through a zone that's 40 miles per hour, I wasn't aware I'm doing 65 or 70 like I'm on the interstate, and I get pulled over by a police officer, you do know that there's no way that I could tell him, oh, hey, I didn't know the speed limit. And he's just going to say, all right, man, it's cool. Don't even worry about it. You good. I'm going to tell you going forward, the speed limit is 40. So you good. Keep it pushing. You know and I know that's not how that conversation is going to go down. He's going to say, well, sir, you blew past that sign. About a mile and a half back, it was a white sign with a black box around it and had black writing on it. And it told you the posted speed limit for this zone. Now, whether you chose to read it or ignore it or just act like you didn't see it, that's your loss. Because now you got to pay for the consequence, which is this speeding ticket, right? So I'm saying for us to continue on in this earth, eating and drinking things as if we didn't know the negative effect that it has on our body, that's not an excuse. Like you can't, I didn't know, but how did you feel? Right? Did you feel differently? Did your body look like the body of somebody that's doing right or moving right? Why do you think your body makeup is so drastically different than somebody else? It's not because, oh well, my family. No, I don't want to hear any of that. I want to hear, what are you eating? What's on the plate? What are you drinking? How many of those do you drink a day? Right? Because you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, if you say, oh man, I just drink, 2 Sprites a day or whatever, right? In the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot. But if you drink 2 of those every day and it's 7 days a week, that's 14 Sprites in a week, right? If my math is right, 7 and 2 is 14 in a week. In 2 weeks, that's 28 Sprites. Now, that's not taking into account anything else that you have consumed that has sugar. That is just talking about those two things right there. Or just that one drink right there. I'm not talking about if you go and you have, cranberry juice over here, or, you know what I'm saying, apple juice or orange juice over here. We love orange juice for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, we're not taking into account all these other things. And I'm telling you all, as honest as I can say it, you are the only one that's going to pay the price. You're the only one that's going to pay the price, right? Nobody else is going to pay that price for you. The marketing ads that are trying to sell you these things, they're not paying the price you're paying. They're not. They're not. You know what I mean? You got to keep upgrading your wardrobe because you keep gaining weight and you wonder, nobody's paying the price but you. Your body is breaking down. Nobody's paying that price but you. This is not a scare tactic. This is a truth tactic. I just need you to understand, ignorance can't be rewarded. It's just no way, right? It's just no way. I'll give you this. They did a study on animals with this right here, right? All right, so I'm going to give you this. Animal studies have shown the high fructose intake can lead to insulin resistance in the brain, as well as reduction in brain function, memory, learning, and the formation of brain neurons. One study found that a diet high in sugar increased brain inflammation and impaired memory. Additionally, those consumed a diet consisting of 11% high fructose corn syrup were worse off than those diets consisting of 11% regular sugar. So even you've got to start to look at it. You've got to start to kind of break down and wonder, like, why? Do your research. Like, why is this not a good source for my body? And it's not even a lot of us say, okay, well, I don't necessarily trust the medical field, and I get that. Like, people say that, and I hear that argument all the time. But we are in the information age, meaning that you can go out and find this information yourself. Do a study on sugar and the effects that it has in the body. Do a study on these things. Do a study. Just do your research. You don't have to listen to me or believe me. You don't have to believe your doctor. You can look it up for yourself. But while you are doing that, I want you to question why you're in the predicament that you're currently in. If it was good for you, and if it didn't have a negative effect on your body, why would you be where you are currently? Okay, let's continue on. All right. Now, again, we're talking about foods that have a negative effect on the brain. Okay. All right. So let's talk about refined carbs. All right. Refined carbs. Refined carbs include sugars and highly processed grains such as white flour. Now, we know we love some white flour because we got to throw some stuff in the fryer, in that hot grease. We got, All right. But let's understand what it does to us. These types of carbs generally have a high glycemic index. This means your body digests them quickly, causing a spike in your blood sugar and insulin levels. Also, when eaten in larger quantities, these foods often have a high glycemic load. The GL refers to how much a food raises your blood sugar levels based on the serving size. Now, we already know that we don't necessarily care about a serving size. Y'all want to debate me today? I doubt it. We know that we don't truly care about a serving size because we don't even pay attention to what a serving size is. You don't believe me? I'll give you a few examples. When is the last time you measured out a serving size of cereal? What is the serving size of cereal? It's a cup. I can tell you. A serving size of cereal is 1 cup. But the bowl that you fill up before you even add milk is way more than a cup. I'm going to tell you right now, and you know I'm talking facts. When you use a sauce, when you use a sauce, when you use ranch on a salad, and it gives you the breakdown and says, okay, this is for 2 tablespoons, you all know we squeeze till our wrist gets tired. And that's when it's enough ranch on it. When I can see more white than I see green as far as that salad goes, okay, now that's enough ranch. I have been places where I have seen people cover the salad up with ranch, eat it, and then like get to that midway point or like 1/3 of the salad is left, and they realize I need more ranch for this part of the salad. Okay, come on. Be honest. When is the last time you checked the serving size? Like, no, right? No, no. Based on serving size. Okay. Foods that are high in GI and GL have been found to impair brain function. Research has shown that just a single meal with a high glycemic load can impair memory in both children and adults. Another study in healthy university students found that those who had a higher intake of fat, refined sugar, also had poor memory. This effect on memory may be due to inflammation, a part of the brain, due to inflammation in a part of the brain that affects some aspects of memory, as well as responsiveness to hunger and fullness cues. Inflammation is recognized as a risk factor for degenerative diseases of the brain, including Alzheimer's disease and dementia. For example, one study looked at elderly people who consume more than 58% of their daily calories in the form of carbohydrates. The study found that they had almost double the risk of mild mental impairment and dementia. Carbohydrates may have other effects on the brain too. For example, one study found that children aged 6 to 7 who consumed diets high in refined carbs also scored lower on nonverbal intelligence. You all have to think about it, and of course, you can always find studies on both sides, and you just kind of got to find your way in the middle. But I need you to start understanding how what I consume affects my body as a whole. God blessed you with a body. He's given you a gift. Now it's all up to you and how you keep it. It's up to you and how you keep it. And we've got to get past the place of saying, man, I just enjoy food. I just enjoy it. I enjoy it. Okay. Okay. I got it. So all right, Deacon Frank, I'm coming. I'm gonna answer that question in just a second. All right, so real quick, I'll tell you guys a quick story. Right, I can remember I used to be frustrated with my dad when I was younger because I would feel like he never wanted me to have fun. Right, like I would get in trouble or he would tell me something that I didn't need to do, and I'd be like, now from a childish, immature standpoint, it's like I'm frustrated because you don't want me to have fun. Everybody over there is having fun. Nothing is wrong with them. Nobody's being hurt. They are having a good time. Why don't you want me to have a good time, Dad? Right, son, I'm telling you, da, 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 da. Okay, cool. I'm mad. I'm gonna listen, but I'm mad, right? I'm mad. I'm mad. But as an adult now, the perspective changes. The perspective changes, and you begin to see things from a different vantage point. And now you have a greater understanding of why the answer was no back then. Like I go to my in my mind to certain things, and it's like I understand now why it was a no, because he knew then what that yes led to. And I'm saying that we have to carry that same mentality when it comes to how we sit down and eat. Listen, if I'm telling you no right now on something, or if your doctor is telling you no, it's not because we don't want you to enjoy all the benefits that life has to offer when it comes to terrible food. No, that's not it. It's because we know the track that puts you on. That sets you down a slippery slope. Now, I won't sit here and try to tell you all that I eat perfect all the time because I do not. I do not. I cheated yesterday. Yesterday was a cheat day for me. I will tell you what I started my day with. I went to the gym. I worked out. I went to Jack's. I got a sausage biscuit that has been calling my name for about a month and a half, and some hash browns. And then, what did I eat for lunch? Oh, for lunch, I went to Zaxby's and got some hot honey mustard wings, fried hard, because they've been calling my name for about 2 months now. I got a side of fries. Zaxby's has these little Cheesecake cheddar bites with the little strawberry. Yep, got that too because I've been looking at that every time I take Jordan because Jordan likes Zaxby's. I feel like that picture is talking to me. Had that too. Then I haven't tried Little Caesars little puffs, the little pizza puffs. Oh my God, Jesus! Listen, woo-hoo. I had those. That was just like breakfast and lunch. Now, so did I enjoy yesterday? Yes. Did I eat things I wasn't supposed to eat? Yes. What did I do today? I got right back on track. I got right back on track. I got right back on track. See, yesterday won't venture into today. I won't be down that same path today because it's okay to do things in moderation. I'm okay with that. If it's something you do once every blue moon, that's fine. But 7 days a week, it's not moderation. 4 out of the 7 days a week, it's not moderation. And that's where we begin to lose the battle because we go visit something that we don't need to visit, and then we make that a regular routine, and that's where we gotta stop. All right, so Deacon Frank, I got you. Question: when you learn better and start doing better, will the cutting back of these items will it reverse the effects of these items? Sure, sure. Yes, yes, absolutely. Like the more it's almost like let me see the quickest comparison. It's Deke. I'll tell you this. It's a consistency thing. It is a consistency thing, right? So it's just like it took you a long time to work your way into whatever said situation was. It's going to take time to work out of it, right? But as you continue to stay on track, you will notice those levels, they will begin to regulate themselves because you're not feeding them the negativity that they need to stay in that negative place. So they have no choice but to get back on track. That's why it's important for us to make adjustments and not only just make the adjustments, but remain consistent with the adjustments. So, like I was just saying with my cheat day yesterday, did I enjoy it? Yes. But will it be something that I continue? No. I cooked my breakfast this morning. My meal prep, as soon as I get off here, I'll jump on meal prep number one. And shortly after that, it'll be meal prep number two. But it'll just be, I will be back on track. So consistency is always your friend when you're talking about your nutrition, when you're talking about your intake, consistency is your friend, right? I'm not where I am because I spend so much time in the gym. I tell you that is literally probably 10 to 15% of why I am where I am. It's the nutrition that gets you there. So when you start understanding that certain things have a direct reflect on your mood, you start talking about like you think food makes you feel better, but it controls your mood, and you're always in a bad mood because you eat bad food. And you think that's just me saying that? No, those foods affect your mental. I'm telling you, the effects on the brain. Like I'm not gonna get to it today, but the other thing I wanted to cover was food. I'll say this real quick. I've been on for 27 minutes. Okay, listen. Foods high in trans fat. Trans fat are a type of unsaturated fat that can have a detrimental effect on brain health. While trans fats occur naturally in animal products like meat and dairy, these are not a major concern. It's industrially produced trans fats, also known as hydrogenated vegetable oils, that are the problem. These artificial trans fats can be found in shortening, margarine, frosting, snack foods, ready-made cakes, and prepackaged cookies. Now I know I just grabbed everybody in that paragraph right there. I will say it again. These artificial trans fats can be found in shortening, margarine, frosting, snack foods, ready-made cakes, and prepackaged cookies. I got everybody right there. On bus now. All right, everybody's on the bus. All right, now studies have found that when people consume higher amounts of trans fats, they tend to have an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease, poor memory, lower brain volume, and cognitive decline. That's the evidence on saturated fats is mixed. There are observational studies that have found positive association between saturated fat intake and the risk of Alzheimer's disease, whereas a forced okay, listen. The evidence on saturated fat is mixed. Three observational studies have found that a positive association between saturated fat intake and the risk of Alzheimer's disease, whereas a fourth study showed the opposite effect. So again, you will have people that'll argue things on both sides of the line, and I don't want to like just kind of oversaturate your mind with that. But you have to pay attention to the studies and you have to pay attention to the research, right? And you have to start looking at certain things. You know how you feel. You know what you feel like, and you know what your diet consists of. So I'll tell you this, and like I said in the beginning, this is just a simple experiment for you. Compare, eat right and eat bad, and compare how your body feels on both days. Truly compare mentally how you feel, physically how you feel, how quick you feel like you grasp things, how quick you feel like you can stay on task, you're focused, you're locked in. Compare that to the day where you don't eat what you're supposed to eat and let me know. You're just going to be slow motion. You're going to be groggy. Why? Because what you eat matters. What you eat matters. All right? There's no way you're going to tell me that you take a car, and I don't care if it's a Ferrari, it can be such an amazing car, finely created, well crafted, right? But don't take care of it and watch how it will start to look like a Ford Pinto. It'll start to respond. It won't be as quick on the gas as you need it to be. Why? Because you're not taking care of it, so it's breaking down. This is a car. This is a high functioning car, but it only functions based off what you do with it daily. All right. I'm not saying that you need to like, oh man, like once a week I need to check. No, not once a week. We're trying to get consistently 7 days a week. Let's work on consistency. Let's close out the year with consistency. That has to be your friend. Word of the day, consistency. Otherwise, man, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I love you guys to the moon and back. You don't even understand why. I promise you I do. And I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys next week.